Hi there. I've got something interesting to cover today. It looks like the console and mobile versions of Doom and Doom 2 have been released for the PC on the Bethesda.net store. Seems like we now have another official way to play Doom on the PC. How's it hold up though? Only one way to find out. I bought both games. Again. You're welcome, Todd. Now let's see what they have to offer. You might have seen some videos criticizing the mobile and console versions before, and perhaps even my video criticizing the BFG edition. The mobile and console versions have since been patched, and this version seems to be synchronized with their patches. When you buy Doom 1 and 2 on the Bethesda.net store, you'll get both the enhanced Bethesda.net version, as well as the DOS version which is emulated through DOSBox. Let's try that out before anything else. Alright, this warning is a bit concerning, but let's go on. Everything looks about right until you reach this. Oh no, the pills are here again. How hideous. Come on, id, Bethesda. You're still selling the actual originals on Steam and GOG. You can probably get away with the red crosses here. It's not the only problem though. Check out the secret level of Doom 2. Yup, just like the BFG edition, censored as heck. No windmills of friendship and tolerance to be seen here. Yeah, this iWAD is basically a slightly tweaked version of the BFG edition iWAD. Except this one currently doesn't work with certain source ports. Some changes to the iWAD can be noted, like the removal of that leftover reset map button in map 2 that was intended to lead you to map 33 in the Xbox version. If you try to ID Kleb to map 33, the game crashes. The Doom 2 iWAD provided with this version is a bit crippling. The compatibility issues will definitely be a problem for those who want to run the iWAD through certain other source ports or with certain megawads. The Doom 1 iWAD works just fine though, but hardly anyone uses Doom 1 for mods nowadays. Quite honestly, I think Bethesda can do much better in this regard. I'm certain that the versions of the iWADs included with the Bethesda.net version can be included in these original versions if the actual original versions can't. So yeah, Bethesda, id, please fix this. Don't let this version be an afterthought, please. Okay, this version wasn't the main attraction, though I thought I'd mention it because it's included with your purchase on a PC. It's just so close, yet so far from being right. Whatever, let's check out the Bethesda.net version, the one they've been actively developing. Some of these new features are also in the mobile and console versions, but I'm focusing on the PC version for this video. First off, thank you for including the option to always run and to turn off randomized sound pitches. Those were two things people had problems with, including yours truly, and your addressing of that means a lot to me and the other dorks who bought this version. Also, I see that the green crosses have been included in this version. I like them much better than the pills, and it's a decent compromise for publishing an updated version that probably requires less legal hounding. Yeah, I know, I just ranted about how the DOS version included with this has some bad changes, but this version doesn't market itself as the original now, does it? The inclusion of the SC55 tracks is also a good touch. Really helps you get into the atmosphere properly. One problem though, the tracks don't loop right. Check this out. Yeah, need some work. There are a few other problems with this port that could still use a bit of ironing out. For one, the Nightmare mode is still too easy. Well, it's still hard, but it doesn't have turbo pinkies or fast projectiles, which really dulls the edge of difficulty. I think the hit scanners are as deadly as ever, but we're still not quite there yet, are we? While we're at it, how about giving the option to turn on fast monsters for all difficulties, or even respawning monsters? That'd be cool, right? Another set of things that can be tweaked are related to the video controls. Okay, 60 FPS is still pretty good, but we can go even further now. How about over 144 FPS for us storks on the PC that have monitors powerful enough to support that? It's kinda hard to go back to lower frame rates at this point. Speaking of that though, wasn't there supposed to be an option to toggle the original frame rate for those who wanted it? I'm not seeing it here. There's also the aspect ratio options. I don't have too much of a qualm with them, but I don't doubt that someone else will. 16:10 and 4:3 are good aspect ratios for a game like this. Good enough for me. I do have a problem with how you access the controls though. The menu buttons are a bit odd. You have to use WASD along with the spacebar or the mouse to move through the menus. I don't know about you, but having the option to use the arrow keys and the enter button feels a bit more right. I'm not saying to get rid of the WASD and mouse menu controls, but to have it alongside the arrow keys and the enter button. Why not both, as this is saying. Something interesting to note is regarding the add-ons. For Doom 1, you get Sigil as a free add-on. For Doom 2, you get No Rest for a Living in the Master levels. The Master levels are included in the base of Doom 2, but you need to install No Rest for a Living as a separate add-on. The most peculiar thing, though, is the fact that you can install both parts of Final Doom for both games. Yes, both. That means you basically get the 2 Final Doom Megawads with Doom 2 assets by just buying Doom 1. I wonder if they can get the fan-made mini-pack for Plutonia as an add-on as well. Probably not, but one can dream, right? Another cool thing that you can do is with a little magic, you can make them work with any source port. Just go into this folder, copy the extensionless files, and rename them to Plutonia and TNT WAD depending on which iWAD you have. You can do the same for No Rest for a Living too by renaming that to nerve.wad, which means you definitely don't have to buy the BFG edition to acquire it legitimately at this point. While you're in that folder, if you want to play vanilla compatible mods through this port, you can add them to the WADs folder and they can be run as add-ons too. This is ideal for playing Megawads like Hell Revealed 1 and 2, Back to Saturn X, and such. But don't expect to run level packs like Eveternity or Ancient Aliens in it. Not yet at least. Check the Doom wiki or the place you downloaded your WAD from to see if it's vanilla compatible. Another thing I noticed while playing levels with Doom 2 enemies is that the chain gunner sound seems a bit off. Just listen. There's a few extra sounds that seem to be slightly different, like the teleporters and such. In addition, do you remember the censored Wolfenstein levels I was talking about earlier? Well, they're uncensored in this version. Sort of. The Schutzstaffel sounds a bit different here too, though. Sorry, I guess they're called the Schutzkampfers now. The edited soundbites are a combination of Romero's original voice file, as well as an extra clip featuring current id Software employee Mike Rubitz. Not only that, but there's no windmills of friendship and tolerance to be found here either. Introducing the Statmeister, Gustavo Hilper. Or perhaps he's a true leader of the Triad. Is this really necessary at this point? I think Wolfenstein 3D was finally unbanned in Germany, or is about to be unbanned as of this recording. Then again, some other countries will probably get uppity if Germany doesn't, so I guess this is a fair enough compromise. Alright, I'll live with this one. The last but definitely not least problem I have with this port has to be with the mouse controls. On the plus side, there's no weird forward movement when you move the mouse forward, but on the negative side, the turning feels a bit jittery. I don't know if this has anything to do with the frame rate or the way the port was made, but this definitely needs a touch-up. This one should take top priority above any of my other suggestions for sure, because control is the most important thing about playing a game, especially when the DOS version you ship with this still has better mouse turning compared to it. Alright, so I know a few compromises had to be made to ship this version out, and I can accept those, but I think some tweaks are still in order. I'll list all my suggestions here. I'm sure at least some of them can be done, but I'd love for all of them to be done if possible. I listed these in the priority in which they can be addressed. I believe in the development team behind this port, since it does seem like they've been listening to community feedback. I might not have been the only one to suggest this, but the Green Cross idea was something I mentioned in a prior video regarding the BFG edition. I'm sure all the other people who suggested things are glad to see that some of their fix ideas have also been implemented. We're very close to having an all-round option to play Doom on. An official one, at least. Well, that's it for this video. I hope to see this version improve in the future. But anyways, if you liked the video, thumb it up, and if you want, you can support me by using my Ko-fi link in the description. Never necessary, but always appreciated. Thanks for watching, and until next time, toodaloo.